everyone can see me okay? And my assistant, Dave? All right, so welcome to the second edition of our free beginners online Pilates. All of you guys, well, almost all of you guys were here last week, so it'll be a little bit of a continuation of the same thing, but also adding in some new things. And like every program, please take it at your own pace. I will give you options. If you start to feel pain with something, please stop immediately and take a rest. If you're feeling work, keep going, but take breaks. And yeah, just have fun. Be patient with yourself as always and your body. And just the idea here is to leave the session feeling better than you did at the beginning. So, guys, let's get started. So we're going to start with a pretty traditional Pilates roll down. But first I want you to arrive at your space. So stand somewhere nice and comfortable. So we're on our feet, standing. Okay, so our feet are hips distance apart. So look down at your feet. And then I want you to lift your toes and spread them and then bring them down. One more time like that. Lift your toes, turning on your arches of your feet, and then bring them down. All right, beautiful. Let's start to breathe. So arms just nice and loose by your side. I want you to start to inhale through your nose and then exhale through your mouth like you're blowing out a candle on a birthday cake. Keep going. Inhale. And exhale. Keep going. And then just notice, continue with your breath. And I want you to notice your spine and your alignment. So I want you to ground down through your heels. The crown of your head is spiraling up to the sky. And I want you to feel like your belly button is coming a little bit closer to your spine and it's like it's afraid of your shirt every time you exhale. One more breath like that. Inhale. And then exhale. All right, let's start our roll down. So inhale to prepare, and then exhale, nod your chin to your chest, and start to roll down one by one, vertebrae by vertebrae. The crown of your head comes to the mat, and let's hold here. So nice, healthy bend in your knees. Shake your head yes and no. You can wave your arms around like a monkey. Make sure that belly is in and up, and then start to stack your spine one by one, coming back up to standing. Beautiful. 2 more times. Inhale, nice tall spine. Get that nod of your chin to your chest. And remember this nod when we're curling up from our back. We always want to start from that chin nod. Relaxing your head. No tension in that neck. Nice. Last time, inhale and exhale, rolling down. And then coming up to standing. Beautiful. All right, so let's make our way down to the mat, and we're going to meet on our back. So if you remember from last time, I said if you needed a little bit of lift on your head, on your back, you can have something behind your head. So basically the position we're trying to look for is that your eyes are parallel to the ceiling in your mouth. So you're not tipped back or tipped forward. So I'm going to give Dave a little bit of height. And then I want you to bring your legs parallel, hips distance. Parallel and hips distance. Alrighty, so now I want you to just kind of feel, there you go, like you're imprinting into the mat, right? So you're relaxing down. And making sure your shoulders are away from your ears. Both hip bones are even. And feel the gravity. Continuing with that breath. One more like that. We always want to start from a place of no tension. All right, let's practice our lateral breathings. Remember, this is sideways breathing. So I want you to bring your hands on your ribs. You can have them holding like David, or you can even just kind of put them on top where you're feeling the two sides of your rib cage. So kind of like elevator doors. And when you inhale, your elevator doors, your rib cage, two parts opens. And as you exhale, they draw together. Inhale. And exhale. So just try your best. See if you can send your breath all the way down to the base of your lungs where your hands are. And then exhale. Keep going. So I want you to think of your muscles, your diaphragm, that's a muscle, is helping you breathe, because that's exactly what happens. So it's not like you're changing anything in your skeleton to get that breath out. One more like that. All right, arms by your side. If you're like, I don't understand what this lateral breathing is, it's okay. Just the most important thing is that you keep breathing. Okay, guys, let's do a little bit of engagement with your core. So remember, we're working that deep transverse abdominis. So what I want you to do is take one knee in towards your chest, and then I want you to interlace your fingers and then press your hands against your knee. So just like you're bringing your knee towards your head and you're trying to push with your hands your knee away. So from here, you're going to automatically feel a little bit of engagement and your core start to fire up. Let's switch sides. So other side. Remember, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. So you're pushing, you're feeling that opposition and those deep muscles firing up. One more. And then releasing that knee down to the ground. All right, arms by your side. Let's do those pelvic rocks. So that bowl of pho on your pelvis, I want you to spill it towards your chest. You're rocking back, but not lifting so much your tailbone is lifting. So you're just trying to find that range of motion back and forth with that pelvis. Your feet are staying exactly the same. Your knees are still going up to the sky, and nothing's changing in your upper body. So we're really trying to isolate our pelvis. Using your breath. And last one like this. And then back to center. So tailbone is heavy, and then you're feeling that natural curve under your lumbar. I'm going to come towards David a little so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, guys. We're going to change this into pelvic rocks. So you were just going one way, back and forth, right? You're going this way and this way. And I want you to think of your pelvis like a clock. So your belly button is 12 o'clock. Down through your legs is 6 o'clock. And then you've got 3 and 9. So what we're going to do is try and get a little bit more mobility. So you're going to inhale to prepare. I want you to rock your pelvis back towards 12 o'clock. Then I want you to bring it to 3 o'clock, down towards 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, and back. So try and make this smooth, like you're trying to hit every hour of the clock in one direction. This can be small, right? Sometimes if we're not used to moving our pelvis around, it might be a little bit weird. One more breath. And then release it down into that neutral. And let's try the other way. Maybe this way is easier, maybe this way is not as easy. So reversing your clock. Make sure you're still breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. We all need reminders of breathing, me too. One more that direction. And then back to center and release your tailbone. Okay, so now we're just going to review the imprinting, right? So in Pilates, we're trying to work in neutral spine, which means this little space underneath our lumbar. Not always so easy when we're still gaining strength, and I'm still struggling with it all as well. So what I want you to do is take your two big fingers, I think we did this earlier, and then bring them on the inside of your hip bones. So find your hip bones and then come just towards the inside of your belly button. Press down a little bit. So inhale through your nose, and as you exhale through your mouth, I want you to feel that tightening of your belly, and you're kind of pushing down slightly that lumbar. So it's not pushed down where you're lifting your tailbone, but it's just a little bit of an engagement, and that's what we call imprinting. And it's basically halfway between neutral and completely imprinted. All right, one more breath. And then, good, release your hands down. Adding on, keeping all that going. We're going to move with our shoulders. So what I want you to do is I want you to turn your hands so your thumbs are upward. Yes. And then I want you to elevate your shoulders up towards your ears. And then press them down towards your feet. We're just moving our scapula up and down. Good. But keeping a nice broad chest, head is heavy. One more like that. And then release. Okay, so protraction, retraction of our shoulder blades. Float your arms up to the sky, palms facing. Now reach up to the sky, separate your shoulders away from your spine, and then bring them back to neutral, and then draw them together, bring them a little bit closer, and back to center. So you're trying to make them separate, and then bring them back to center. So as you can see, David hasn't moved his pelvis, his head is still nice and flat. Two more like that. Reaching those hands. And last one. All right, and keeping them neutral. Okay, now both arms. I want you to lift your arms above your head as you inhale. One breath. And then exhale, draw them back to center. So try and keep neutral or slightly imprinted in your pelvis and back to center. So as you inhale, you're going to feel those ribs expand like you were practicing earlier. But you don't want to lift your hands above your head so much that you lose the connection and the stability in the core. Two more. Using that breath last time. And back to center. Arms float down by the mat, on the mat. Okay, we're going to turn this into side raises. So, again, bringing those thumbs up. David's on the reformer here, but you guys are on the mat. So what I want you to slightly hover your arms off the mat. And without bringing your shoulders up towards your ears, keep them down. I want you to lift your arms into a T position. So lifting up to shoulder height as you inhale, and then exhale, bringing it back. Keep going. Inhale, shoulders stay away from your ears. Two more. And last time. Good, and arms relax down. Okay. Keeping that chest nice and broad, so resisting trying to roll in. We're now going to do our nods like we did when we were standing. So you're going to inhale, crown of the head reaches away from your tailbone. And as you exhale, you nod your chin to your chest. And then release. So it's like you're trying to give yourself a slight double chin, but not squishing so much in your neck. So little nods of your head. One more. And relax. All right, we're going to continue this into a little curl up. So you can leave your arms by your side, and when you curl up, your arms are going to go towards your feet. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, get that chin nod, and then start to come all the way up, just to your height where your your shoulders are off the ground, and then come all the way down. Let's try this 4 more times. So the base of your shoulders stay on the ground. You're exhaling as you coming up. That belly's flattening and then coming down. Keep going. 3 more times, making sure you're exhaling. The bottoms of your shoulders are still on the mat. 2 more. David's already shaking, which means he's doing this correctly. 1 more. No tension in that neck. Let's up and hold it. So take a look at your belly. That bowl of thought hasn't spilled. And then roll all the way down. Beautiful job, guys. Take a breath here. Just reconnect. All right. Now, we're going to quickly flip onto our stomachs. And we're going to go the other way, right, with our spine. So we're going to do little baby swans. So palms are planted, elbows are bent. Yes. Forehead is on the ground. Legs are long behind you. You're going to inhale to repair. And as you exhale, like you're pushing a pencil, you're going to carve a line with your nose using these back muscles to lift you up. And then coming down. So you're turning on your muscles, the shoulder blades are drawing together and down toward your booty. 2 more. As you're lifting, making sure you're still nice and long with that neck. You aren't cranking it too much here. Last time. Let's up here and hold it. All right, let's try and lift our palms off of the mat. And then bring our palms down. And then come all the way down. Beautiful. All right, onto our backs again. So flipping over. All right, let's test the load of our core. So, bending your knees, planting your feet. We're going to do little toe dips. So keeping everything neutral and embraced here. So one thing about your arms. So you're not just arms just hanging out, right? So I want you to be active through, but then you're kind of pressing your triceps down. When you press your triceps down, you should feel your core turn on a little bit more. So don't forget about your arms as part of it. So keep this engaged. We're going to do our toe dips. So inhale to repair, and then exhale, bringing one knee into tabletop, and then bringing it down. And then switching sides. Inhale, and exhale. So doing little marches. And careful not to bring your knee too far towards your chest, and then you'll have too much imprint. Couple more times. And remember that box we talked about last time, where your hips are in line, your shoulders are in line. So when you're lifting your knee, your hips are staying in one line. One more each side. And last time. And down, relax. Okay, awesome job. All right, guys, should be pretty warm now. Everything's mobilized and moving. We're going to do our first series, or our first movement in the series, which is the 100. So I'm going to show you a couple of options. So option 1, so you're going to keep your head on the ground, and then you're going to bring your legs into tabletop. Draw your knees together. This is option 1. Option 2, you're curled up. Option 3, your legs are extended. All right, so we're going to David back to option 2. All right, choose, and we're going to start to inhale, pump your arms, and then exhale through your mouth. So you're inhaling for 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Good, getting that blood flowing. That's the purpose of this. So if you're curled up, if you're feeling tension in your neck, please lower your head and keep going. If you're like, oh, this is too easy, you guys know your options. Halfway there. So whether you're bent or straight, I want you to feel like your thighs are coming together and pulling up in that pelvic floor. 3 more. Nice broad chest, not curling in. Beautiful job. 2 more. And last one. Lower your head, lower your feet. hates the hundreds. I understand. It's annoying, but it gets our blood flowing and gets us engaged. Okay, guys, bring your knees into your chest. I want you to rock up a couple of times. We're going to come to seated. All right, so bend your knees, plant your feet, and you can be hips distance if you can stabilize or bring them together. All right, so sit up nice and tall, shoulders away from ears. We're going to do roll downs. So I want you to hold either the back of your knees, option 1, or the back of your thighs. Option 2 is your arms are reached out in front of you. So what you're going to do, you're going to inhale to prepare, and then exhale, rolling off your tailbone, coming into a C curve, stopping here, and then coming back up. Find that wall. It's like he's sitting against a wall. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. He's drawing his belly in, so scooping it. 3 more like that. So notice what's happening with your chin. Remember, your chin's not going to help you up. Use your belly. 2 more. And last time. And then coming back up. Drop your arms, take a rest. Okay. Option 1, continue with that. Option 2, we're going to start to come down a little bit lower. Okay, well, a lot lower, and then we're going to coming back up. So, use your principles, do the best you can, and let's get going. So, if you're going to come down more, I want you to reach your arms out in front of you. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, rolling off your tailbone. And you're going to come down just to where you were, so the base of your shoulders are off the ground. And then you're going to come back up. There you go. Keep going. Use your breath. 3 more. If you come down too far and you can't get up, come down a little less next time. Last one like this. Good, breathing. And then back up. Arms behind you, take a little rest. Okay, so we're going to advance it a little bit more if you can. If you can't, don't worry about it, right? All of this is working your core, right? So stick with those 2 options, or we're going to start and do our roll up. So draw your legs together, knees together. Reach those arms out, and we're going to come all the way onto our back. All the way onto our back. Alrighty, now you can keep your knees bent. Play with the distance here, or if you want the full roll up, this is really hard, guys. Legs are long on the mat. So toes are either pointed or they're flexed, but making sure your legs are together. All right, inhale, lift your arms above your head. And then exhale, curl your chin to your chest. Get that chin nod as you roll up one by one. It's like a string of pearls. You're taking up off the mat, reaching. Keeping that curve, you're going to roll down from the base of the tailbone. Head comes last. Okay, use your breath. Let's keep going. Good. Everyone looks great. Good adjustment there, David. Realize he was curling in a little too much. Last time like this. Okay, meet me with a tall spine, so you're on your sits bones, arms are reached out in front of you. A little harder. I want you to lift your arms up to 45 degrees. You're looking in between your hands, and now I want you to come all the way down. And arms come down by your side. We'll try that one more time. Legs still drawing together. Inhale, lift your arms above your head. This is my favorite exercise. There's so many things you can do. Up and over. Find that tall spine. Lift those arms to 45 degrees. Look between your hands and then rolling down. And relax. Plant your feet, so bend your knees. And then bring your feet as wide as your mat. And then I want you to drop your legs to one side and then the other. Good, releasing that back. You guys look really good. Okay. Let's do some rolling like a ball. So either use another roll-up transition or knees into your chest and rock up. Dave's going to do his roll-up. Okay, so scoot to the front of your mat for roll like a ball. So you're going to bring your knees into a little diamond shape. So your knees are apart, your toes are together. There you go. You're going to roll up the tailbone, lift those toes. Either hold here, perfectly good option, or we're going to inhale back just to the base of our shoulders and exhale up. Oh yes, harder than it looks. So try and keep this shape, and the idea is here is that we want to use as little momentum as possible. So notice if you're kicking your legs back, it's okay to use a little momentum, but then we're trying to take it out. Careful not to hit your head. Use your breath. 3 more. Massaging your spine. 2 more. And 1 more. Plant your feet and release. Beautiful. All right, let's come into that butterfly stretch. So you can scoot back a little bit. So draw the soles of your feet together, sitting up nice and tall. Let's take a little stretch. Releasing those knees down. This is a beginner, but you guys are making it look so easy, so I'm upping it a little bit. One more breath. And then use your hands to draw your knees back to center. Okay, let's move on. So let's do spine stretch forward while we're up here. So send those legs out. Toes are to the sky. Your legs are as wide as your mat. Now, can you show us a rounded spine collapsing? All right, so if Dave's like this and he's kind of rolling back in his tailbone, if he bends his knees, he can sit up a lot taller. There you go. So this is what we want. It doesn't matter how straight. And then from there, you can try and straighten them out. But the point is that we're nice and even here with the hips. All right. From here down doesn't move. It's just this part. I want you to think of reaching with the crown of your head. Reach your arms out in front of you. Inhale to prepare. Then exhale. Up and over. Spine stretch forward. And then coming back up to center. Beautiful. As you can see, David is keeping this nice and stable. He's just getting lots of movement in the thoracic part of your spine. 3 more. So resisting the urge. He's doing a great job. He's not leaning back, but that is sometimes happens. 2 more. Good. 1 more. And then back to center. Arms behind you. Shake your legs out. Okay, we're going to do our leg circles. So, reach those arms out, and let's roll onto our back, leaning on our back. Okay, so let's bend both knees. So plant your feet. Let's open up those hamstrings a little bit. Make this a little bit. Alrighty, so left leg stays where it is. Bring that right knee into your chest. Pull behind your thigh. Let's do a couple of bend and stretch here. So opening up that hamstring. If you do a lot of cycling or running, your hamstrings may be super tight, or sitting. 2 more. And then last one. Release that hand, release that foot. Let's open up the other side. So same thing, other side. So bend that left knee in. A little bend and stretch. So when we're doing our leg circles, we want them to be as straight as possible, but work within your range. 2 more. And back to center. Head is all the way down. And plant that foot. All right, so make sure your hips are even. If you want a little feedback, you can take your fingertips and put them on your left hip because we want to keep this grounded. All right, keep this left knee bent or send it out straight onto the mat. Okay, right knee into chest and send that leg up. Point your toe, and then I want you to externally rotate from the thigh bone. Alrighty, so inhale, cross your body, circling around, and then back to center. Inhale, and exhale. So feel like you have a string from your toe to your belly button. So your belly button is all part of this, right? Moving from the core. Use your breath, really reach through those toes. We're trying for long lean muscles. One more. And reverse it. So going out, down, and around. Now, if you feel like this hip is moving around so much, make your circle smaller. You can bend your knee a little bit more. 3 more. There you go. Good. And 2. And 1. Back to center. Replace that foot. All right, check with your hips. If they come a little askew, bring them straight again. Let's do the other side. So, left knee in, send it up to the sky, point your toe, externally rotate, and let's go. Inhale, down and across. Using your breath, feeling lots of movement in that hip joint. And then your opposite side, feel like those obliques, the side of your body is glued down. 3 more. 2. And 1. And let's reverse it other way. This side might feel very different. 3 more. And 2. And 1. And bend your knee, replace your foot. Take a rest. Reconnect with your breath. So guys, what I'm doing, I did a nice warm-up for you guys, of course teaching you about the principles, but we're also trying to go through the beginner series. We're definitely not going to get through it, but we're just showing all these different ranges of motion in different planes and using our body in different ways. So that's what we're working on. Okay, we are going to do the ab series. So, lots of options. You can keep your head down for this the entire time. You can have it curled up. But again, if you're feeling tension in your neck, we're not working your neck, right? We're trying to work our transverse abdominis. I want you to keep your head down. All right, let's do our single leg stretch. So, David's going to show with his head down first. So bring that right into your chest. And then left leg is long on the mat, or if you need a little less, it's a little bit up towards the ceiling, that left leg. Yep. So you're going to hold your right leg, and you're going to switch. Single leg stretch. Exhale each time. If you're feeling like your back is arching, then do a little bit closer to your body. The farther your feet go down, the harder it is on your core. 2 more. And 1 more. And back to center. Plant both feet on the ground. I'm giving you rest between your ab series. Okay. Ready, babe? Double leg stretch. Okay, so bring those knees into your chest. Curl up. Everybody curl up. Hold your legs, double leg stretch. And once you inhale, send those legs out on the diagonal and your arms out above you. And then circling around. So notice David's pelvis is staying level and he's not under or over tucking his pelvis. As straight legs as possible. Again, you can do this with your head down. 2 more. And last one. And lower your head, feet on the ground. Take a breath. I'm going to try that air conditioner. You wake up. We're doing hot Pilates in here today. It's getting all sweaty. All right, guys, moving on in this series, we're going to do our lower leg lift. So, This is beginner, so we're going to keep our head down for this. So nice connection with your arms. Bend your knees into your chest. Send your legs up to the sky. As straight as you can. If you can externally rotate so your feet are in a V. You're going to inhale, drop your feet a little bit down towards the mat, and then draw them back up to center. Really reach through those toes like you're trying to poke through the clouds. Good connection with your arms. 3 more. Make sure you're breathing. And 2. And 1. Bend your knees. Plant your feet on the ground. Relax. So, we do very few reps in Pilates, but we're going for quality over quantity. So nice control and precision. 2 more things to go, guys. Let's do scissors. So bend your knees into your chest. Send those legs up to the sky. Curl up. Grab somewhere on your leg, on your right leg. And then I want you to pull that leg in, and then as the other leg goes down. And you're going to switch. So we're looking like a pair of scissors. Trying to keep your legs as straight as possible. You can take out the arm in the curl. You can just do this with the legs. For 3. Think of that stability in your shoulder, broad chest. And 1 more. Back to center. Bend your knees, lower your head. Plant your feet. Awesome. Take a quick scan of your body. See your feeling. We're always scanning because we're thinking, are we breathing? Are we holding unnecessary tension or using the correct muscles? It all takes time to learn. You guys are doing great. Last one in the series, crisscross. So hands behind your head. Bring your legs into tabletop and curl your chin to your chest. Okay, we're going to get that rotation. So up and over to one side as you send the other leg down. And back to center. Other side. So think about leading with your chest and your elbow, right? The rotation is coming from the ribs. Hips are staying even. You don't have to go so far down as David is with his leg. You can send him a little bit more up to the corner of the room. 1 more. Exhaling each time. And relax, relax, everything down. Let your core settle down. Okay, guys, we're going to flip onto our stomach. So Pilates, we're also working our back, right? This is so important. We don't do enough work on our belly. So just like we started, we're going to do, I'm going to switch sides here. We're going to do the swan, except you can stick where the same you did earlier with coming up, or you can start to straighten your arms a little bit. So you need to play with the distance of your hands. So shoulders away from ears. David's not rolled forward. Inhale, and then exhale, start to lift up. And then maybe you start to straighten your arms a little bit, maybe not. And then back down. So lifting up, so making sure your shoulders are not up towards your ears. So as you're lifting, try not to pick your shoulders up. So think of that broad clavicle, the broad collarbone. And last time, lifting up, straightening up. Hip bones are staying on the ground. And then all the way down. All right, bend your knees. And let's windshield wiper our feet back, side to side. Releasing our back. Okay, let's continue on our bellies. We're going to do our single leg kicks. So I want you to come up into Sphinx arms, so your elbows are right underneath your shoulders. So, claps down. Okay. All All right, this is where we don't want to be. So David is like hanging. So you want you to push into your elbows and lift that chest. It's like you're trying to shine your chest forward between your palms. All right, so we're going to do some kicks. So I want you to kick your right foot to your butt. 1, 2, 3, and then down and release, and then another side. Single leg kicks. So think about your posture always, your alignment. Two more side. Working hard, guys. One more. And then release. Let's push back to child's pose. So rest pose. Try and make this an active one. So really straight arms and try and round your spine up to the sky. Reconnect with your breath. Okay, let's flip around onto our back and set up for bridge. So mini back bend here. So plant your feet. You can either work hips distance, or for most of us, we're working with our knees together, because I want you to feel this connection with your pelvic floor and that whole pelvic lumbar region. All right, inhale to prepare. We're going to exhale, imprint your spine as you start to lift your hips up to the sky, squeezing your booty, coming to a nice straight line, and then rolling down one by one. Keep going. Bridge. So making sure when you lift that your ankles are right above your knees. So if they're too close to your butt and your knees are coming over your ankles, we don't want that. One more time. I want you to lift up. We're going to hold this one. So we're lifted in our bridge. Nice long line. Evenly into your heels. One more breath here. And then rolling down. Tailbone comes last. Hug your knees to chest, and let's rock side to side. One more breath. We are almost done, guys. Now it's time to move on to our side series. So now we're going to test that stability and that strength and alignment on the side. So roll over to your left side. We're going to come down for a beginner. So what I want you to do is I want you to kind of cradle your head in your hand like here. David's using his arm as a pillow. You can even kind of hold your ear, but making sure you relax. If you're having too much neck pain or your neck's in a weird position, you can always have a pillow here. All right. Bend both knees in, so like a 90 degree. So your shoulders are in line with your hips, right on the back of your mat. Now, let's talk about pelvic position. So we're always trying to make sure our hips are even, right? So here, if you just kind of relax down, notice David's waist is really short here. So what I want you to try to do is lift or lower that top hip and try and create a little bit of space. A little bit of space underneath here. Okay, keep this bottom leg bent. I want you to lift that top leg and then straighten it out. All right, we're going to do lifts and lowers. So bring that leg down. And then lift it up. Lift and lower. So think about you're trying to make this top leg longer than your bottom leg. So you're really reaching out. You can be pointed or flexed, just making sure you're engaged. You can feel like your quads are lifting. Two more. And one more. All right, let's turn these into circles. So flex your feet and make little circles with your heel. Make sure you're still breathing. 3 more this direction. And let's reverse it. other way. So try to make your circles the same size each time. Your hips are still stacked. 2 more. And then back to center. Bend your knee. Just release for a second. Take a little rest. All right, we're going to do bicycle. So lifting that top leg again. Bend your knee into your chest a little bit more. And then circling around. Whoop. Good. So notice David's doing a great job of keeping his knee and ankle and hip all in line. 1 more. And reverse that bike. If your booty is talking to you, that's good. 3 more. And 2. And 1. Bend that top leg and rest it down. So just notice what has happened with your alignment and your breath. Let's keep going. So what I want you to do is now, I want you to straighten your legs out to 45 degrees. So David's feet are at the front corner of his mat. Lift your top leg. Externally rotate it. All right, so you're going to kick that leg up, point it up, and then you're going to flex it down. It's okay. Pointing that leg up, and then flexing it down. So as you lift it up, think long, and then as you send it out, ground down through that heel. 2 more. Still keeping that space underneath your left oblique. 1 more. All right, flex it up and point it down. So make sure that your hips are still stacked on top of each other. It hasn't rolled back or forward. 4 more. So rotated from the femur. It's like your knees trying to kiss the sky. 2 more. And 1 more. And release. Take a rest. All right, we're going to do 1 more exercise. Bend your knees in again. We're going to do our clam shell. So if you can, I want you to lift your feet up. So his feet are going to stay exactly here. They're not going to move. I want you to open up your knee, kick your leg out on a diagonal, bring your feet together, and then close your knees together. Keep going. Long, lean muscles. All of the work is coming from your core. Your core is your belly, your hips, your thighs, your back, your butt. 3 more. Nice. Feet are staying exactly the same. Last one. And all the way down. Relax. All right, roll onto your back. Let's do a figure 4 stretch here. So that top hip, the one that was working, your right one, up and over. So making sure that this foot is flexed. You can keep your feet on the ground or draw your knees into your chest. Just feeling that release in that outer hip. 1 more breath. And let's slowly unravel. Other side. 2 legs. Lucky us. All right, guys. Same head position. So align yourself on your mat. Bend those knees. And again, let's make sure we create that space, right? So that top hip is coming down, creating this space here. Beautiful. All right, straighten that top leg. And we're going to lift and lower. So a couple of options. You can keep your hand where it is to help, like David is, to remind him to keep his hips long. He got his hand in front, or if he needs more, he can hold it behind his head. 3 more. And 2. And 1. All right, circles with those heels. So you're trying to go like the size of dinner plates. Your toes are forward. 3. And 2. And 1. Reverse your circle. So make sure your shoulders are also stacked, right? For 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Let's get this over with. Bicycle, bend that knee into your chest, circle it around. So make your bike as big as you can. I know it hurts. 3 more. 2, and 1. Let's reverse that bicycle. Almost done, almost done. You got this. For 4, hips are stacked. 3, belly's in and up. 2, and 1. Bend that top knee, relax for a second. Yes, you can rub your butt, you can hit your butt. All right, let's do those kicks. So extend those legs into a 45-degree angle. Lift that top leg. Externally rotate it so your knee's up to the sky. Point your toe, kick it up, and then flex it down. Keep going. So shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked. Same arm options. 3 more. Really control it, taking out any momentum. And then last one. Reverse it, flex it up, and then point it down. Really reach through those toes. You should feel your full leg muscles working. Everything from the hips to the toes. 3 more. And 2. And 1. And down, bending your knees, relax. Last thing, clam shell, same thing. Glue those knees together, glue those ankles together, or those toes together. So open the knee, get that kick out, toes together, and close it. Four more. Feel like you're pushing a really heavy weight, creating that resistance. 2 more, almost done. 1 more. Toes together, knees together, relax. On your back, let's do that figure 4 on this other side, and then we are almost done. Same option. Breathe into that hip. But even here, being cognizant of our alignment and our breath. We're trying to work on so many different principles at the same time in Pilates. It's a lot. Okay. 2 more things. We're going to do what we did last time. We're going to do mermaid and then swimming. And then if we have time, we'll do push-ups. We'll see. All right. So first, mermaid. So I want you to stack your knees. Remember, this really depends on your flexibility, right? So you can have those legs separated, and each side might be different. Making sure your hips are down. So off to one side. I didn't tell you what side. Doesn't matter. So lift your opposite arm up. Inhale. And then exhale, up and over, reaching for your toes. Lateral flexion. And back to center. 2 more. And 1 more. We're going to hold this one. So really reaching the crown of your head. Make sure your chin isn't jutted forward. Everything's stacked. Beautiful. And back up to center. Let's switch sides. So other side for that mermaid. That's your hard side, I know. Yeah. So you can separate your feet a little bit more and just make sure you're not sitting on your feet too. Yeah. All right. So opposite arm, lift it up, really holding those ankles, and then up and over towards your feet. And then back up to center. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. And last time. Let's hold this one. Bicep in line with ear. One more breath. And then up. Beautiful. All right, swimming, since we live in Vietnam. Okay, so coming onto your belly. Reaching those arms out in front of you. Roll those shoulders up, back, and down so they're stabilized. All right, lift your forehead, lift your arms, lift your legs, and then start to swim. Now, if this is not easy, right? You're working the whole back chain of your body. You can make this slower, you can make it faster. Keep breathing for 3 and 2 and 1. And releasing everything down. Push back to rest position, child's pose. And here your arms can be out front, they can be behind you, and just relaxing down. I know you're disappointed, but no time for push-ups. If you want to do them on your own, you can, but I want to make sure you guys have the rest of your day. 2 more breaths here. Slowly, with control, start to lift up, coming to that tall spine. All right, stick where you are. Let's take 3 big breaths. So circle sweep those arms. Inhale, lift your arms out to the side. And then exhale down. 2 more. Inhale. Just noticing how you're feeling after your practice. Hopefully taller, engaged, prouder. And release. Beautiful job, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you enjoyed it, this beginner-ish session. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you soon. Stay safe and have a great day. Yes, lots of love. Bye, everybody. Thanks, babe.